I understand everybody want me to be the target. I understand everybody want me to be the bad guy for everything that goes on in the village, but that's not the truth.
So that right there is the Super Mayor, one of our absolute favorite characters on this channel, somebody who has definitely paid for many a meals and a huge portion of my wedding due to the fact that you guys love Super Mayor content, and she's saying she's not responsible for all the crazy spending and whatnot, and also, in addition to that, the people who are mischaracterizing her as Hood or Ratchet or as an absolute clown and a disgrace for jumping into a brawl that happened at that Thornton Township meeting that we covered in a previous video that is in my Super Mayor playlist, linked in the description and in the iCard. Those people are just dead wrong. She was defending her man because his life was quite literally in danger, and honestly, she's a superhero. She is a woman of the people. Everything she does is for the people.
But everything we do for the people. But we under attack. We getting scrutinized in the media. For what? Loving on the people? Showing them that they matter to us? We going through the fires for y'all. Us, me and my administration.
And you guys just need to shut up because she's not going anywhere. She's running for re-election. And that's what we're going to talk about today. The Super Mayor standing up strong, saying that she didn't do nothing, blaming everybody else for all her problems, and how we absolutely 100% expect her to do all of this stuff. But before we get into that, I will remind you that on February 15th and 16th, DebateCon 5 is happening. I will be debating on the 16th. That is the Sunday. I would love to see you guys out there if you could make it. Link to tickets is in the top of the description, and it is in Newark, New Jersey.
His opponents called for the mayor of Dalton to resign. She is defending herself tonight. Tiffany Henyard says she is staying put and running for re-election. Henyard says if she wins, she will choose employees much more carefully.
So something I want to make 100% clear for everybody out there in the audience, the brawl that we previously covered, that actually doesn't have anything to do with her position as the mayor of the village of Dalton. It is related to her position as the head of the Thornton Township Board of Supervisors. If you will recall, that is the position she was actually appointed to after the previous guy, I believe he died, and she was appointed there because the other members thought that she would be great because she was a relatively young black woman. In addition to that, that is the position where she makes like $225,000. So the majority of her money comes from that position. She also had her boyfriend stealing money in another government position. He was put on leave in that meeting. That all led up to the fight, and that is also where they threw her off the ballot for the Democratic Party nomination. And essentially, for her to win re-election in Thornton Township, she would have to successfully achieve a write-in campaign. So that position is separate from her position as the mayor. She was never elected over there, and in fact, she didn't even win the caucus in order to remain on the ballot for her second term in that position. In Dalton, this is the place where she initially won, but they did the recall campaign in order to throw her out. They successfully voted her out. However, a judge decided to invalidate that recall campaign, and ever since then, these people in this village have been fighting back against her because, make no mistake about it, she is an anomaly. This town was always majority black. They always had black leaders, but previously, the previous Democratic administration left them something like a $2 million surplus, and according to the Lightfoot report, they have over a $3 million deficit in the village of Dalton, which is insane when you realize that they have a village population of 20,000. Get it? Got it? Good. So we're talking about the village of Dalton, where she's saying that she is not going anywhere and she's running for re-election.
Mayor of Dalton has had nothing to say in person about the investigation into village finances until today.
I understand everybody want me to be the target. I understand everybody want me to be the bad guy for everything that goes on in the village, but that's not the truth.
Tiffany Henyard met with us and her attorney to comment on the report. They say Henyard released a statement Tuesday, but it didn't get much attention. Henyard says she's being blamed for the actions of others.
You're the boss.
Do everybody know what their employees do? No.
Do everybody know what their employees be doing? Absolutely not. I gotta say, I definitely 100% love this from the Super Mayor, because she is essentially saying that, look, she's not responsible for all the people that she hired, put into position, and again, protected from scrutiny from the village time and time again as they implemented her agenda. And because she can't be held responsible for all the different actions that she 100% engaged in, therefore, you should elect her because next time she's going to pick better people. And what's funny about this is that there is an element in this, let's be honest, that the evil orange man put forward about second-term Trump versus first-term Trump. But the fact of the matter is, what Tiffany A. Henyard was doing was 100% a part of her agenda. The travel benefits and all that stuff did personally benefit her. And in addition to that, what we discovered through the Lightfoot report is that the super mayor would sign checks that required 2 different signatures with just her signature, and one of those checks was over $500,000 worth of payments for something that the Board of Supervisors expressly voted down to not authorize. So she could say, well, she's not responsible for what her employees do because they are just acting on their own, and shift all the blame to them. But in reality, we've seen in meeting after meeting her defending all her employees and quite literally saying that you're not even allowed to attack to them because she's elected and only the elected people can attack each other.
Don't y'all ever tell them that they was told what to say, because they don't. They got minds of themselves, and they all educated up here. All of them got degrees. Stop it. Stop with the disrespect. We gonna end that right now. Stop. We elected, not them. So don't bring them in our fight because you guys got to bicker with me. When y'all want to fight, I told you, you meet me at the polls. That's it. All this right here, this ain't what we supposed to do. Because at the end of the day, we supposed to make sure we what? Take care of the business for the village so the village runs smooth. So we ain't got no issues.
But of course, she completely bends and twists and goes against that when it's convenient for her.
But do you feel responsibility because they were your employees?
I feel responsibility to tell the truth, and that's what I'm doing.
So I absolutely love that. The super mayor has said time and time again that she's the boss. She's in charge. The buck stops with her, and that she's the only one doing anything. She is the savior of the village of Dalton.
And y'all talking about people laughing at us. Yeah, they laughing at us. You think it's just Tiffany Henyard? No. Us. A group, a team. The board of trustees included. Us. We. Wake up. Stop following blind. I keep telling y'all that. Educate yourself. Learn. Learn. But y'all won't. Everybody want to earn, but don't want to learn. Get a clue.
And then when this woman asked her, do you feel any responsibility for the people that you hired and what they do in the positions where you hired them? She's like, I only have responsibility to tell the truth. And the truth is, I didn't do nothing. I'm completely innocent. I'm the super mayor. Vote for me again. I'm not going to run out of all your money. I'm going to hire better people and they're going to fix absolutely everything. And I just want to point out that she was hiding all this information from Freedom of Information Act requests, failing to disclose the finances to the Board of Supervisors, and all of this was directly at the direction of her, of the super mayor, and now she's trying to say, oh, well, my employees were just acting all crazy and I had no idea. Again, people were telling her about this for 3 straight years. If it was 1 bad employee or 2 bad employees, she could have gotten rid of them years ago, but she decided not to because guess what? It's not 1 bad employee. It's a terrible mayor and the corrupt people that she put into place. I'm going to play the clip of the Tahoe again because I think it's absolutely crucial for you to understand that this woman is leasing a $90,000 Chevy Tahoe for $150,000, $55,000 over the actual price of it, and it's absolute madness.
I sat here and looked at a lease that y'all paying $149,000 for one of them trucks. You make absolute, that's like when you 19 years old and you go get a car and the interest rate 27%. That makes absolutely no sense. You're
Please
not
state
making
facts.
great finance, excuse me?
Please state facts.
But let me tell you, here it is, dated December 27, 2022. The cash price of a 2023 Chevy Tahoe, $93,216.71. Interest and APR, $55,929.49. Total lease price, $149,146.20. Tell me if it's not facts, because your signature is all on it.
I don't see that.
This is just one absurd expense for the village of Dalton. It has nothing to do with the ice rink. It has nothing to do with the $500,000 check that, again, requires 2 signatures, but only have the super mayor's signature, or all the different other various things that she has depleted in the name of throwing parties and concerts and all the crazy stuff that the super mayor has been doing.
On Monday, former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot revealed expenses ballooned during Henyard's tenure that led to a deficit of $3.65 million at one point. Lightfoot reports anything over $5,000 needed trustee approval, but that protocol wasn't followed, and instead the village was paying off expenses from 6 different credit cards that included few receipts from places like Wayfair and Amazon, and over $40,000 for items for an ice skating rink. Henyard contends the expenses were approved and that she was not the one making purchases.
Put the responsibility where it goes. I understand everybody wants to be the mayor. It's not the mayor. It's people put in place.
So this chart is probably the key, most important thing that I can present to everybody out there in my audience, because there is a group of people who leave comments who are honestly just saying, oh, well, it's black people, therefore they're going to run it into the ground. But prior to the super mayor taking office, notice they have a $5.6 million surplus. The town was 90% black then. They had a black mayor then. They had a majority or almost exclusively black board of supervisors then. But guess what? The difference is that the super mayor is an absolute madwoman, and compared to the normal ordinary Democrats in the village of Dalton, the black Democrats in the village of Dalton, she is an outlier in that regard. That's why I have a ton of sympathy for the villagers. I have a ton of sympathy for the people, because they recognize this almost immediately, held a recall election, and but for an Illinois judge siding with Tiffany A. Henyard and throwing out the vote, the will of the people, they could have been back to the norm, which is actually a surplus, and again, I guess a moderate Democratic Party governance in and around this area. And this is absolutely crucial, because what are you to do if you're the Board of Supervisors? You're voting down all this frivolous spending, but the super mayor decides that she's going to charge it on the credit cards, sign checks that she's not authorized to, and thus drive the village of Dalton into a crazy amount of debt. Obviously, this is going to produce problems, and again, she's hiding information like financial disclosure forms from these representatives. So you have all these good people that are actually in government that understand small town governance that actually can't do anything despite the fact that they have a majority, and they are asking for investigations and all this other stuff, but it's just taking forever for the state of Illinois, for the FBI, in order to take action, in order to discover all these crimes. And only recently are we seeing judges issue injunctions against the super mayor to stop her frivolous spending. So here you have a government gone completely rogue. It's gone rogue from the executive position, but unlike federally, when the president grabs all these powers that they're not supposed to have, in this time, in this position, the legislative branch is doing all they can in order to stop Henyard. It's just not working because she's being enabled by other things that are outside of their control.
Put the responsibility where it goes. I understand everybody wants to be the mayor. It's not the mayor. It's people put in place.
Lori Lightfoot's not interested in fact, but in spectacle. She's interested in political theater that's going to help her, not the people.
So I absolutely love this, that the super mayor says you got to put the responsibility where it goes, and everybody's trying to throw shade at the mayor, but it's not the mayor. You got to hold the people accountable that were put in place by the mayor, by her. She's like, you need accountability for the people that I hired, but don't throw that accountability near me. And then they drag out her lawyer. And if you guys will recall, the super mayor has had multiple lawyers quit on her because she can't afford to pay them, because she is a disaster in her personal life as well as her political life. And this guy says, oh, Lori Lightfoot, just scumbag of the century. Now, you guys know, obviously, that I'm not a fan of Lori Lightfoot. However, I will say she's much better than Brenda Johnson, the current mayor of the city of Chicago, and it's absolutely amazing that they were able to vote out Beetlejuice, one of the worst mayors in Chicago history, and replace her with somebody significantly worse in every possible way. But the city of Chicago actually definitely did do that. And to be clear, Lori Lightfoot's motivation is obvious. She is being paid. She is hired by the Board of Trustees in order to investigate this, and guess what? She was successful in that investigation, so we got to give her credit where credit is due. Just because I don't like her, just because I think she was a bad mayor of the city of Chicago, doesn't mean she didn't produce an excellent report that actually has receipts, paperwork, and everything to back it up.
Lightfoot spokesperson shared a comment which reads in part, Mayor Henyard and others systematically withheld the truth from trustees and the public about the true financial state of the village. The spokesperson goes on to say, the facts speak for themselves, and no amount of spin can overcome the tragic reality of her tenure as mayor of the village of Dalton.
Again, this is 100% true. It's a great statement from the spokesperson for Lori Lightfoot. Nothing the super mayor says can undo this chart right here. She has no answer to it, and now she's off to blaming random employees that aren't actually random because she hired them into those positions.
A day after the Lightfoot report, social media lit up with videos of a scuffle at a Thornton Township meeting where Henyard is supervisor. Henyard is seen in this video getting involved in the chaos. Her lawyer claims someone from outside Dalton who attended the meeting swung a knife at the mayor's boyfriend.
These men are attacking him with a deadly weapon, and the mayor, fearing for his safety, did go toward that crowd, risking getting hurt herself.
Her attorney claims that coverage of the incident unfairly villainizes Henyard.
So the super mayor makes the claim that one of these men pulled the knife on her boyfriend and she just had to run in there and save him because she's such a good girlfriend, such a good mayor, such a good board of supervisors members. And then the attorney says these men just attacked her boyfriend for no reason. Now the problem with these allegations, or as the super mayor would say, allegations,
False allegations and not facts.
is that we have the video. We know that the guy was giving his little speech against the super mayor. He said she gone and then said the B word, and then the boyfriend came behind him ready to start a fight with him. It's all on video. We can all capture it. And again, if there were knives pulled out, if there was a deadly weapon threat, why were there no arrests? This sounds like more nonsense from the super mayor, and the idea that she's gonna run in when she sees a blade and put the hurt on that person is crazy in every possible way. Now look, I love the fact that the super mayor is still playing the victim, saying that she's unfairly villainized because, you know, she got into a brawl at her event that was incited by her boyfriend. But yeah, obviously this woman can take no responsibility for her own actions, and she's been a disaster not just for the Thornton Township, but for the village of Dalton. Now, of course, I will keep you updated on the super mayor stories going forward, but as of right now, that's all I really have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, show them by leaving a like, subscribe for more content, follow me on the social media, support me with support links in the description of this video. This has been me talking about the super mayor blaming everybody else but herself. Till next time.